is what it isn't. Looking for a better way to get up out of bed instead of getting on the internet and checking a new hit me get up.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Board Game Channel. I'm Tim.
I'm Steven, and this is Bloom Kingdom. This is also our last board game review of the week, so pay close attention. We're going to show you how this 2 to 5 player game from Pegasus Spiel plays, and then we're going to talk about whether or not it's for you. Okay, let's talk about Bloom Kingdom. This is a 2 to 5 player card game, and more specifically, it's a tableau building game. However, unlike some tableau builders that you might have played before, you're not going to be building your own tableau or set of cards in front of you. All players are going to be building a shared tableau in the middle of the table. And you're going to score off of the structure and composition of that tableau at the end of the round. It's a really tight needle to thread because at the end of the round, you're only going to be holding on to 2 cards, and those 2 cards will be your scoring cards. So let's take a quick look at the gameplay. In a 3 to 5 player game, you're going to start the first round by dealing each player 6 cards. Now, if you are playing with only 2 players, then each player will get 8 cards. But more often than not, with this game, you're going to be playing with 3 to 5 players. So everyone's going to start with 6 cards face down in front of them. They can pick those cards up and look at them. And at the start of each turn, every player at the table will take 1 card from their hand, place it face down in front of them, and wait till everyone has placed their card. Once everyone's card is face down in front of them, then all players will simultaneously reveal their cards and add them to the tableau. There are a couple of rules you want to follow here. Most of the cards will simply get put directly into the tableau. If there's already a column for the character or card that you played, then you're just going to add your card to that column. And if you played a character that doesn't have a column yet, then you'll start a new column with that character. There are 10 different characters in the game, but you're only going to have a maximum of 9 columns in the tableau. And the reason for this is that the jester cards will always get placed onto another character's column. Some cards, however, do have an initiative number here in the top center of the card. These cards should be held back at first. Players whose cards don't have an initiative number should add their cards to the tableau first. Then, any player who played a card with an initiative number should add those cards to the tableau one at a time, starting with the lowest initiative number and ending with the highest. The reason that this is important is that these cards have some special effects that need to be carried out when those cards are added to the tableau. For example, if you play a knight card, you're going to have an initiative number in the top center of that card. This card allows you to remove 1 dragon from the tableau when you add it. And if you play a fortune teller card, you get to look at one of your opponent's cards and then add it back into their hand. It's important that these are done in order because it can affect the gameplay. There are a few other initiative cards and special effects in the game, but these are all clearly explained in the rules, and they give you a nice player aid that also explains them. You can keep that right beside you as you play the game. You're going to repeat this 4 times per round, or 6 times if you're playing with 2 players, and you're going to stop the round when every player has 2 cards left in their hand. At that point, the round ends and you proceed to scoring. The cards that you decide to keep are really important because each card has its own unique scoring rules. For example, if you're still holding a unicorn at the end of the round in your last 2 cards, then you'll get 3 points for each unicorn in the tableau, but only if there are no other characters with more cards in their column than unicorns. Another example, if you're holding a noble card at the end of the round, you'll get 4 points for each noble in the tableau, but only if there are at least as many farmers as there are nobles. So you can see that the scoring rules are a little bit nuanced, and they will take a couple of plays to get used to. The rulebook contains a really nice, simple summary of these, and again, there's a player aid that also clarifies all of this for you. After players score their 2 remaining cards, they move on to the next round. Everyone's dealt 6 new cards, and you play the same way for 3 total rounds. At the end of 3 rounds, the player with the most points wins. The important thing to keep in mind when you're playing Bloom Kingdom is that the tableau stays for the entire game. So the cards you place in the first round will still be part of the tableau in the second and third rounds. And your strategy in the first round might be completely different than your strategy in a later round, depending on the cards you're dealt. So each round, you're going to have to manage that puzzle of what's in the tableau, what do you want to add, and what do you want to hold on to for scoring at the end of the round. And that's Bloom Kingdom. Let's go back to the table and talk about it.
All right, so Steven, what did you think about Bloom Kingdom?
I was pleasantly surprised by Bloom Kingdom. I'm not going to lie, this game was not on my radar when I went to our local gaming store this past week. There were a few new things, a few things that were out on early advanced release that I wanted to grab. Talked to the folks there. They said, hey, here's a couple things you might want to check out. This was one of them. I grabbed it. Didn't have high expectations. I was pleasantly surprised. This is, I'm a sucker for a good small box card game where I still feel strategically engaged. That is like my sweet spot. I love that. And that is definitely how I felt here. This might be a stretch, but I felt some hints of Arboretum here. And Arboretum is one of my favorite card games. It's a mean game, but it's a game where you are building a tableau. The decisions you make affect how the end of the game is going to score, but ultimately the cards you keep in your hand are the ones that will score. And I really liked that. I really like that. And that showed up here. It's a very different game. For one thing, this game does not feel nearly as ruthless as Arboretum to me. For another thing, this is a shared tableau, where in Arboretum, you're building your own tableau of trees. But that being said, I did feel hints of that as I was playing this. And I like that idea that you can affect the tableau in the middle in a way that's trying to shift it in your favor and away from your opponent's favor. I can play that knight and I can tear out a dragon because I think you're saving dragons. Or I can put a jester on a row or on a column that's going to mess up how you're hoping to score. Or is going to help me in how I'm hoping to score. So I can shift the balance with my plays. I really, really like that in a game. So I enjoyed that about this. My biggest knock, I'm really curious. I almost wanted you to go first because I'm really curious about your thoughts on this. My biggest knock on this game, which I did enjoy very much, is that I feel like the scoring rules are just a smidge more complicated than they need to be. And that takes the game from accessible to a large group of people and shrinks it down to a slightly smaller group of gamers who are going to really enjoy this. Yeah. I don't know if you feel the same. I could be wrong.
So
it's a limited number of plays. I could be wrong.
We've introduced this to a few new players, and their first plays when we got to scoring was, I didn't realize it scored that way.
Exactly, yeah. As much as you try to explain a good teach,
Yeah. And when you finish your very first game like that, that's kind of disappointing.
Yeah.
And so it's probably going to turn some folks off. But game 2, game 3, game 4, you understand it. Things start to click. It gets better and better, kind of like a fine wine, but not. It's more of like a $2 chuck or whatever it's called.
It's an acquired taste. I got you.
Acquired taste, but and I'll tell you, I know it says 2 players. You can certainly play this at 2 players, but
we did want it to.
Yeah. It's better with more.
Yeah.
I haven't played it at 5, but I think 3 and 4 is probably a pretty good
sweet spot. Yeah.
Good sweet spot. So I did enjoy the game. I'm not overly. I mean, there's a lot of card games coming out, a lot of different things. Yeah. So I wasn't blown away. I enjoyed it, and again, this is my opinion, but I enjoyed the game. I will play it some more for sure. right now, I'm not at a spot to where I'm going to say, "Hey, let's play this game. I really want to teach you this game."
Yeah.
It's okay for me.
Yeah. I'm probably a little warmer than that. I was pleasantly surprised. I'm glad I bought it, glad I own it. I do really enjoy the idea of a shared tableau where you're shaping how that tableau is going to score. I really enjoy that. And I have to give Pegasus spiel here. So their kudos. They gave you a really nice player aid to explain how all the cards and scoring work. It still just takes a little getting used to. This is not a game you're going to enjoy on your first play the way you're going to enjoy it on your fifth. So who is this game for is ultimately the question we're trying to answer here. I would say if you're a person like me, you enjoy small box card games that still give you some strategic depth, some strategic decision making, and you've got a group of people who will play them with you a few times and keep playing those same games with you, then this is definitely going to be one that you would be happy to have. I think that makes that circumstance, this is a buy. If you're a person who cycles through games, plays them once or twice, and then kind of moves on, I don't think you're ever going to get the full joy out of this that you could. It's not that the joy isn't there.
Yeah.
I just think you have to kind of commit to the game. And, if you're a heavy, heavy gamer, this isn't, when you talk about committing to a game, this, small box card game isn't what you're looking for, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and I agree with you. And I'm the same way with Steven. I love small box card games. To me, this is that filler. Mm-hmm. This isn't the game that I'm intentionally going to play tonight during game night.
Yeah.
I have this on my list. This is what do we want to play for 15, 20 minutes in between?
Yeah.
This is that game that I think I would pull out. Yeah. But there are a lot of games in the space, and to me, there are better games out there right now. But don't let my opinion, don't buy this game because of that. It's still a really good game. I like it.
Yeah.
I just think like Castle Combo. There's other games that they're different, of course.
Very different game to me. Yeah.
But it's still a card game.
I would say again, I'm probably a little warmer on this than you. Not dramatically. I think we both enjoyed it. We both had fun. My recommendation would be if you got a group of guys, 3 or more game players who are going to play
or gals,
3 or more game players who are going to play this as a filler for a while, you're going to get a lot of enjoyment out of it.
Yeah.
If you don't have that, it might not land for you as much.
Yep.
But
absolutely,
that's my take on it. We would love to hear your take. If you played Bloom Kingdom, what did you think of it? How do you feel about incorporating this into a regular kind of flow on game night? And leave your comments below. Like and subscribe.
Yeah. Follow us on Facebook.
Neuter your pets.
Yeah.
Are we supposed to say that anymore? Is that like taken?
No, it's not taken.
All right.
Not that way. So.
All right. Spay and neuter your pets? I don't know.
That's taken, yeah.
How about you just come back for the next video? We'll see you then.
Take care.